Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join me every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for your weekly Disrupt, where me and local misfits will interrupt your drive time with this week's most interesting stories in sports, entrepreneurship, and culture. So tune in to your weekly Disrupt every Tuesday afternoon on 93.7 The Ticket, where disruption is just a phone call away.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Nebraska Volleyball just wrapped up another match. Join former Husker Mandy Monson as she breaks down the game from the hard swings and perfect sets to the diving digs and precision passing. 93.7 The Ticket's post-game coverage of Nebraska Volleyball starts now.
Welcome back into another episode of the Nebraska Volleyball Postgame Show. As it's December, the postseason tournament is starting off, and what better way than to keep it going with another sweep from your Nebraska Cornhuskers. Mandy, you were there tonight, obviously. What did you see? What was your first impression so far, just of what we've been seeing? Obviously, it continued to roll over into December. Where are you at right now with this team?
Oh man, I thought we looked great. I mean, I really thought we executed. I thought we came out strong. I think Long Island University did as good as they could do. It was a fun match. It was a great atmosphere, but I mean, I definitely think we started things off right with the first match and getting that, 3-0 win. And we just kept things rolling. It was great. I thought it was great.
Yeah, especially coming out the gate, only giving up 11 points right off first set right there. Like,
yeah.
I said it to you before this. I think this is going to be you kind of hear it a lot in the media, at least here at work, at least on Twitter. You kind of see that, like, if they don't get a national championship, not that this is going to be some season to just throw away, but
yeah,
this is a team you look at and it's like there's not really too many holes that any other team in the country can pick apart right now.
No, and while I was sitting at the match, I also had my phone with me, and so I was watching some other matches, and UCLA took a set off of Kentucky. Kentucky won, but even the fourth set that Kentucky ended up winning, that was like, it was close, and UCLA pushed Kentucky, so people a lot of times during season were like, oh my gosh, like did we get pushed enough in the Big Ten? And I think the Big Ten is a very, very competitive conference, everybody. Like, I think because we are in such a good conference and because we have, such an amazing team and so many options. What I also find very fun to watch during the tournament so far is to see what other teams in the Big Ten are doing and how they are competing against, the remainder of the field. Another notable tonight, a match just 60 miles east. Creighton did beat UNI, but I think that match went 4 sets.
Yeah.
So, there are some teams that are taking, sets off of, higher rated seeds. Wisconsin played North Carolina tonight. They did win in 3, I believe. But, North Carolina on the third set pushed Wisconsin. So, Indiana, I believe, beat Colorado.
Yep.
And I think they beat them 3-0.
Mhm.
So, and Colorado's a good team. So what I'm getting at is, we have played in a very tough conference, and we did a great job in our conference, and we'll talk about some of those postseason awards as well, which is I just think was rightly deserved
Yeah.
and very exciting. But as I watch, the rest of the field, like I think we positioned ourselves very well tonight, and it'll be fun to see how we play K-State tomorrow.
Yeah.
K-State was I think right, that was a slight upset.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, that'll be a good match, and but there's some history between Nebraska
Yeah.
and K-State. Like in 1999, my senior year, everybody, um, we played K-State. K-State beat us at home in 99 in the beginning of the Big 12 season, and it ended like this mega streak of
Mm.
like home wins. So, there's a little bit of bad
Yep.
blood between those two teams. So K-State's going to come out tough. Now I mean the Huskers are going to take care of business. I have
Yeah.
no doubt about that. But it's a competitive field. It's such a fun time, right? Like, listen, like this is for a volleyball mega fan like I am and a former player. Like, I just think this year is just so fun. It's so unique. Like, it feels like a March Madness, like
Yeah.
a basketball March Madness. And, I think the Huskers so far are demonstrating that, they're the number one team in the country. They totally handled themselves and Long Island University tonight. And, I think we're going to keep it rolling against K-State.
Yeah, I agree, and especially like what you were saying about the March Madness type of feel. I think we obviously talked about this throughout the season as we've been on air together sometimes that I need to start watching more volleyball, and I have been, and I'm very proud of that now. But
Good job, Rudy.
like,
I'm
yeah,
proud of you.
it's been
Good job.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And today I think I was talking to one of my friends and I was like, oh yeah, like where I was just trying to figure out where they were gonna watch the game, how they were gonna. They were like, yeah, like it's on ESPN Plus, I think, and I was like that's just it's kind of crazy to me that you have a team like Nebraska that, again, with the history of volleyball, I'm not too knowledgeable on it, but I would have a safe bet if I was a betting man that this is going to be one of the best teams that we've probably ever seen play some volleyball at some point in time. And so I said, like, it's crazy to me that that's a game that's not going to be on just public television.
Yeah.
And it's like, I obviously as the tournament goes on, I'm sure that'll change for sure.
Right.
But I think this is just like that. It's that feel where if they're not on national television, it kind of just feels weird to me. And I think that is part of that March Madness feel. Like everything right now about volleyball, it just goes through Nebraska, and I think that's awesome to see right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's so fun. So tonight, to give a little shout out to 93.7 The Ticket and the Nebraska Greats Foundation. So there was an event at Liquid Assets tonight, and
Mhm.
93.7 The Ticket was there, and the Nebraska supporting the Nebraska Greats Foundation. And it was a lot of football people were there. So like I talked to Boyd Epley and saw Coach Solich. It was so great to see them, and saw Eric Crouch and Steve Taylor. And listen, everybody was talking about volleyball.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and I think what's really exciting is that we have such a great university, and we have this amazing volleyball team right now, and everybody in the state is excited about
Mhm.
it. And I think tonight, from the venue perspective, so I have different tickets for the tournament than I typically have, and my tickets actually are higher. But it was really kind of a cool view to be. I'm in C17, which is actually kind of the next level would be going up to standing. But one, I do want to say thank you, Athletic Ticket Office, for listening to me. That's right. The dancers were there for the entire match.
Nice.
I know. And listen, I'm interested in the dancers because my youngest dances. So,
Nice.
but anyway, like, to me, it's just such an entertaining, event. And one of my, my best friend came with me, and then another friend brought her young son, and, he was doing the roof cheer.
Mhm.
And so I just think it's like, this really is such a gem that we have. And it's also just a really kind of like beacon of light right now for the state and for the university. And so I mean, when you look at what we did from a statistical perspective, like we came out so strong in set one. And we just really didn't let that go. So my friend and I were talking, we're like, Long Island University, it's really like for them to even get the ball beyond our block is very tough for them. So they're going to have to like start playing trash ball. We called it trash ball. We call it like old ladies league where you like, you're like literally you're just like setting it back to the back corner to get a point. And Long Island actually, did a little bit of that. I think they did as good as they could do. So Nebraska held LIU to 0.094. We for the match hit 476. Rebecca Alec hit 750. Andy Jackson hit 833. Taylor Lanfear hit 250. Harper Murray hits 400. Virginia Adriano hits 308. Manayo Bechega. We were talking about Manaya. So the other thing that was cool about the match is a lot of the other younger players, second team players got in. Bergen Riley she hit, is that right? 500? Yeah, Taria Sigler hit 1,000. She got a kill out of the back. Skylar Pierce, got in and she had 2 attempts, got a kill. So what I like about that is that there isn't anyone that's not totally focused and intentional and, dialed in and ready to play, even if it is the first round.
Yeah.
Like I really felt like it in where it starts is with the serve and pass. I thought we probably did have honestly some serving errors that I think they're going to go back and look at that. And they're probably going to determine like, okay, like well, not really determined. This is the great thing about us. So Virginia Adriano, you guys, my mind thinks through it as I'm going through it. So she has one heck of a serve, but her serve just wasn't there tonight. So then instead of her serving, Lainey Choboy serves. And that's right. Lainey Choboy's a great server. So, but I do think they'll probably talk about serving a little bit like, hey, when we, as we, continue to play more competitive teams, we really need to get back into our routine when we go to the serving line and be really confident in our serve. Virginia Adriano is someone that if she gets her serve over and in at the rate of speed and how heavy that ball is, like it's phenomenal. I mean, that honestly was probably, I think the biggest correction is they'll probably talk about serving. It starts with the serve and pass. I thought we passed really well tonight. We did not let, sometimes when you play against teams that just quite aren't at the level that you're at, it can get a little messy, a little ugly.
Yeah.
The tempo is just not there. And I didn't think that happened tonight. I mean, I thought Bergen connected very, very well with the middles. And you can see that in the fact that, both of them had 10 kills off of 12 attempts. Like that's very efficient. And so when you see things like that, I just think that really sets us up, nicely. I think about the other teams that I watch in the NCAA and in the field. What I'm just not seeing right now, and I'm not saying we're not going to get pushed. I'm not saying that there aren't great teams out there. There are great teams out there, you guys. Like the level of volleyball that is being played right now, I haven't seen. I mean, I do think this is just a level that is, it's very significant. It's very good. But I just don't see anybody out there that has the amount of weapons that we have at every single position, and especially at the middles.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm not too sure who might have said it in the press conference a couple weeks ago, but they had said on the Husker team, they said the best team in the country is that Nebraska starting rotation, and the second best team is probably the backups. And I completely agree. I think like you can literally put anybody in there and it doesn't seem like anyone skipped a beat. Like if I were to show this to someone who's never played volleyball, they would assume everybody on that court's been playing the entire match.
Yeah.
And then you look at these stats and it's like, oh, they played one set, they had 2 attempts, and it's like no one skips a beat on this court at all right now.
No. And I think that's what's so that's just one of the things that makes it so enjoyable and so fun to go watch the Huskers play. And I will say, like, I did think again that LIU, came out. I mean, I thought they competed really well. I
Mhm.
mean, I thought for the match tonight, they gave it their all, and we're just too we really overpower
Yeah.
teams. We just do. And we wear them down, and we are physically stronger, we're mentally stronger, and it's just right now very tough for a team to hang in there with us, again, because we have the depth too. And I think what's again what makes us unique is, right, we don't, because we have so much diversity and parity on our team, you just don't have an attacker that's having to take a bunch of
Mhm.
swings in a match, which also helps you in the NCAA tournament, right? So, for example, Kentucky played tonight. They played UCLA. UCLA gave them a good run, and they pushed them in, I would say, majority of the sets. And a lot of the production for Kentucky comes from their outsides. Their outsides are very, very good. And I don't have the stats in front of me. Maybe you can take a look at
Mhm.
that. But when you look at the number of swings that those attackers have to take, and then they're going to play the winner, right? Of no, yes,
Yeah.
they'll play the winner of USC and Cal, correct? Or no?
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just, I just think as we continue through the NCAA tournament, right, we don't necessarily get the wear and tear on our premier athletes
Yeah.
like other teams do. And when you think about the battle that teams have to go through to get from point A, where we're at today, to winning the national championship where we're going to be at in 2 weeks, I think that's another thing that helps us immensely
Yeah.
from just the wear and tear and the drain, the physical and mental drain that it takes to get through the field and win a championship.
Yeah. I'm looking at the stats here for Kentucky. There's one girl on their team, Eva Hudson, had 54 total attacks. Or
Correct. She's the
total,
left
yes,
side.
yep. And then,
And then delay.
yep, 58 for her.
Yeah. I
So
mean, think
like,
about
yeah,
that. Like, we don't have that on our
yeah.
team.
No one even got over 15 today, or over 16 today for us.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's so funny, I don't know how to say it, but like when you watch the field and when you listen to matches, but also, I mean, listen, everybody does give Nebraska their due when the announcers and when we play. But we don't have an individual that from total attempts or total kills. Now, where we do win is on hitting percentage and offensive percentage and defensive percentage. And I think that's right. I mean, that's why we're number one. I think that's why we have established ourselves so strongly to be number one in the field, and why we just continue to demonstrate that we've totally earned that. We've totally um, we've taken that. Like, we just do not let up. One thing that I will say is fun though to watch is to see us play outside of the Big Ten. Like,
Mhm.
that, it was fun to see us play a team from a different conference and just kind of see, what that play is like and experience that. So, I mean, I'm really excited for the match tomorrow night. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's going to be a really, it's at least a Midwest match, a match between K-State and Nebraska, which
Mhm.
that was kind of a rivalry a
Yeah.
little bit back in the day when I was playing. I mean, K-State was not too bad in the 90s. And there have been quite a few players from Nebraska that have played at that university. So I think that'll be, I don't know if there are any on the team today. I'm going to research that, but I think that'll be a good match tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to the kind of not playing any Big Ten teams, we were talking about it at work here yesterday that
Yeah.
on that entire Nebraska side of the bracket, there's not a single Big Ten team at all. So they won't face anyone until they get to the third round or whatever it may be after that. Like,
Correct.
they have a pretty not good look at it or anything like that, because there's tough teams on this side no matter what. But like that, like for how competitive and how deep the Big Ten is in volleyball, like that's a great pull to the draw right there for Nebraska, at least to start off this tournament for sure.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, and rightly so too. I mean, I think I do think the way the bracket ended up being, I think it's I, I agree with it. I really don't. I can't say that there was anything in there that I didn't think was
Mhm.
too crazy. I'm sure there would be people that would disagree with me,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of glad there aren't any. We slug it out all
Yeah.
season with the Big Ten. So Yeah, let's let them go slug it out with some other people, and then let's see who can all get in. I mean, you're going to have, let's see, Wisconsin and Indiana. They could maybe meet up in the finals to
Mhm.
get to the Final Four. They could meet up in a regional final. I think that would be possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see. Do you know what UCLA is, or what USC is right now against Cal?
They are down. They dropped the first set right
Oh,
now.
they
So
did drop the first set.
they're down 1-0, and it's
Okay.
6-6 right now in the second set.
Okay, so that'll be good. That'll
Yeah.
be good. I think Purdue won through, right? I want to say they did. Regardless, I mean,
Yes.
I think as we see the brackets, move forward, I think there's going to be quite a few teams in the round, right, starting with the Sweet 16
Mhm.
and moving forward. It'll be interesting to see, who all gets through and what that looks like next weekend. I mean, obviously we got to get through tomorrow. I'm highly confident that we will, based on how we played today. Um, like I said, I mean, really, I can't say I'm like, I thought everybody played really well. I
Mhm.
mean, when I'm thinking about the attackers tonight, I mean, the middles played exceptional. I mean, Bergen did a really good job of distributing the ball to them. But both Harper and Taylor, I thought, had great showings on the left side. Right, Harper had 7 kills off of 15 total attacks, only, 1 error. And Harper was hitting a heavy ball
Oh,
tonight.
yeah.
Like, she was like, I don't know if you noticed that on TV, but Harper was not messing around.
Yeah.
And then Taylor Landfair, she was 7 kills off of 16 total attacks, 3 errors. But, I mean, she hit 250. I mean, that's the thing, you guys. When I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, 3 errors. Oh, she had a good match, and she
Yeah.
also hit some great uh, you know, cut balls. So, I mean, we did pretty darn well. I'm looking at the other statistics. So, I mean, when you just you look at we had 16 block assists. They had a total of 4 block assists. Block solos 2, block solos 0. I mean, I'm just sorry. I'm trying to figure out
No,
this
yeah.
score sheet, but um, yeah, I mean, I don't let's see, how long did the match last? An hour and 15 minutes, you guys. Yep. Yeah, do not be late tomorrow. I know we've said
Yeah.
that before, but don't, I think K-State will be more competitive, but you're not gonna wanna mess around. When you look at the team attack percentage by set, we hit is that right? 615 in set 1, 321 in set 2, 500 in set 3.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and the announcers, they had actually talked about that for set 3, because I think for a good majority of that third set, they were hitting somewhere near like the 7 to 800s that the announcers were saying.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, like now they're down to 500 to 600. They were like what a blow that must be for Nebraska. Obviously, there was some sarcastic tone there, but it's like
Yeah.
like we've talked about it too. It's such a good problem to have when I was reading some of the comments mid game, some of these fans are like, oh, they're looking sloppy, and it's like you just won set 1 25-11.
Yes.
Like there's such a high standard, which
Yes.
it's good to have that type of pressure, but at the same time, it's something where it's like you expect so much of this team, and it's like that floor that they have right now and that room for error is so small, but I think that's a good thing for a team like this, because you can tell like they play with that pressure behind them too in a good way.
Yeah, like the expectation is, I totally agree and hear what you're saying. It's not like it's just we're used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so we had 10 total team blocks. They had 2 total team
Mhm.
blocks. When you look at the side out percentage, so when we are on receive, we sided out when they were serving us the ball 84.4%. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And then when we when we were held serve, then we were, scoring on 50% of our serves. Like,
Yeah.
when you look at those percentages from the statistical level, I mean, it's just, that's what makes it really fun. Going back to the comment that you just said, that's why when, we have 1 error, we're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
wow, we aired, because we're a very efficient team. I mean, winning the national championship will seal it. But this is definitely probably, I think, the best Nebraska team that we've had. That is a big thing to say. I don't say that lightly, everybody, but I really I think that I see it. We've watched it, and what makes this team so strong is what they've done this year is, in addition to the physicality from an athletic perspective that these athletes have on the team, they have the maturity, and they've really just stepped up the mental game. And that is what is just really amazing to watch. I mean, Olivia Malk was the libero tonight, and she passed exceptionally well. And then Lainey Choboy came in and played defense. And you guys, they just don't miss a pass. Terea Sigler is a phenomenal passer. And so we just have all these assets on our team that really make it very difficult for a team to find a hole or find a crack or find a deficiency and then really, hone in on that or key in on that and break us down. That's what makes us such a strong team, or a tough team to play, and such a strong team in regards to when we go compete against other teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And with that being said, we do got to pay some bills here, unfortunately. So we will be taking a very short break here. Make sure to stay on with us. Text the text line at 402-464-5685 with any questions you got for Mandy here. We have more volleyball coming up for y'all. A lot to get to and a lot to be answered. So stay with us here on 93.7 The Ticket.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
It's basketball season, and Salt Mine City is your pregame and postgame headquarters in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Get ready for the game with their big, fatty 7-ounce hamburger, or try a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, your basketball headquarters, now open at 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Back to Nebraska Volleyball Postgame on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is your host, former Nebraska outside hitter, Mandy Monson.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Postgame show. Rudy Gress here with Mandy Monson. As we talked about in the first set, we do have a big matchup tomorrow, obviously. Very confident going into that as we've been here for the year. But we'll go through some K-State stats, go over some Big Ten awards we have here. Just wherever this segment takes us, we're ready for it, Mandy.
I love it. We are ready for it. And I just want to thank everybody that's listening right now. I really do. I want to give a very heartfelt thank you to anybody that's listening right now or that has been with us this season. So this is the first year we've done post-match, and I've absolutely loved it. I love being able to talk about Nebraska volleyball because of course I love it. This team is just so fun. And I think also a big thank you to, quite frankly, this entire Husker team, from the coaching staff to the players to the grad assistants, to everybody that is on this team this year. Thank you, everybody, for being amazing, because we get to do a post-match show every night and talk about how, what a great team it is. And so I really just, want to say thank you to everybody that's listened in and then, love this team. So yeah, you and I were talking about, okay, what does it look like then to do the match against K-State tomorrow? And so we printed out, the statistics to take a look at this team. So when I look at this team, their kill leaders were all outside or opposites. I'm not sure who is the actual right side and who are the two left sides. I'm going to take a guess, guys, that probably the two left sides are number 14 and 5. That would be Shaylee Myers and Anaya Clinton. And then their opposite is Reagan Fox. I could be wrong on that. But, all of those hitters, let's see, Myers hit 328, Clinton hit 304, and Fox hit 235. Their middles their middles from a hitting percentage did fine, but they just didn't have very many attempts. They only had 3 and 4 kills. So their setter had 49 assists. So, that's not bad. Their side out percentage was 59%. Again, ours tonight was 84%. Their point scoring percentage was 45%. So when they held the serve, they scored 45%. We scored over 50%. They did have 13 total team blocks, though. So I think probably tomorrow night, right, going in, the strategy would be obviously, I think they're going to be scouting the left sides and the right side. Probably those will be the most dominant attackers for that K-State team. The setter, She didn't do too bad tonight. She got 4 kills off of, is that right? 11 total attacks, 1 air. So the setter's pretty active too. So listen, I think tomorrow night's game is going to actually be a great match for the Huskers to play, because as we continue through the field, a lot of those higher level teams, actually some of their stronger players are their outsides and their opposites. So I think to play against K-State and to have that challenge of playing a team that's heavy on the outside and on the pin hitters and an active setter that, to me, statistically looks like they also put up a pretty good block. I say that'll be a good match for the Huskers to continue to get better at what we do and, demonstrate our capabilities.
Yeah, and definitely like you've said too, like it's pretty easy to kind of just look at these teams that we're facing, what the scores we're putting up, and like, oh yeah, like they're not as competitive. But with a team like Kansas State, obviously they can win these longer matches that do go 5 sets, which does take a lot of mental willpower for sure. And they had some good stats in there too. So like when you do start facing some better, more competitive teams, what kind of not changes there, but if you are a team like Nebraska where things are kind of falling your way just with how skillful you are, how great of a season you're having, how do you kind of stay just as sharp as you would if you're facing someone not as strong or someone even stronger, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. What I will say about this team is I just feel like they really do not take any match or set for granted. And what they also do a great job is making corrections in the match. The coaching staff does a great job of that. The players do a great job of that. And so I think we're also able to really reflect if we have a set that doesn't go well. We're able to reflect on, hey, what did not go well, and we make the corrective changes. And I think we do a great job of that, and that's a very good skill to have as you're going through the NCAA tournament, because again, the level of play is very high. One thing I will say that obviously plays into our favor is that K-State is a very good team, but they played a match that lasted 2 hours and 25 minutes, and they got to turn around and play in 24 hours. Our match only lasted an hour and 15 minutes, so we just have a lot less physical tax that we paid today compared to what they did. And that definitely helps us. Our recovery is just not going to have to be quite as significant as theirs is to come out and play tomorrow. But I think you make a great point in that obviously the physically, but mentally they were able to, win in 5. And, that can actually sometimes be a boost for teams. I mean, it's, they, again, they weren't supposed to win that match. So, but I mean, it was a 2 and 3 seed. So, but they weren't supposed to win that match, but they did. So I think, I think we'll see what happens tomorrow. And, but I they're going to have to recover tonight, and we don't have to do quite as much recovery. So that definitely plays in our favor.
Yeah. And then going kind of tailing towards the awards a little bit too with that question. When you have a team like Nebraska, like we've been saying this for the show today, where a lot of that load isn't just on one player or 2 players, it's kind of just dispersed throughout the team. Like when you look at these awards that we have here, this isn't just some 3-person award. Like there's a lot of Husker logos I'm looking at on this paper. Like what does that say about this team too?
Yes. Oh gosh, we have fans. Well, love you guys. Well, I was really glad to see this because I thought it was always fascinating listening to some of the other matches that were played on the Big Ten. And, I think that all of the awards that we received are very deserving. And I'm really glad that the Big Ten recognized us in that way, because I don't know how you could not basically provide and tap us with the awards that we got. So just to take you guys through it. So Danny Busboom Kelly was the Big Ten Coach of the Year. Bergen Riley was the Big Ten Player of the Year and the Big Ten Setter of the Year. I think that's the 3rd year in the row that she's been the Big Ten Setter of the Year. Rebecca Alec was all Big Ten first team. Andy Jackson was all Big Ten first team. Harper Murray, all Big Ten first team. And then Lainey Choboy was all Big Ten second team. Taylor Landfair was all Big Ten second team. Virginia Adriano was on the all freshman team. So, and then Macy Bosiger was the Big Ten Sportsmanship Award. So I think that's just a great reflection of what this entire team demonstrated through the year. And so, yeah, I mean, you just look at that, and I just, I don't. I feel like sometimes I'm a broken record, but all of these ladies deserve those awards. There was not one award that was given that those ladies that got tapped with those awards did not deserve. And I thought it was really great listening to all of them in the press conferences after the awards were given. That they're very I think they're all happy for each other.
Yeah.
They always come back to, I'm so excited to get this award. It means a lot to me, but really this is a team award.
Yeah.
Really it comes back to the team. And really it's just a demonstration of what the team, what we do together. And sometimes you hear players say that in no matter any sport, and you're like, you're just saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not believe the authenticity that's coming out of your mouth right now when you say that. But I really do. This team believes that. And that's why they're also so dominating on the court, and why they are playing so well, because they really do. They play for each other. But the other thing that they have is that all of them in their own right also know that they are one of the best players in the country in their position.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, awesome, crazy good.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And I kind of noticed that too today. Like, even when there are some of these little hiccups and errors that happen pretty rarely for this team, it's like, I'm sure obviously you look up at the score, you're up by 12 points, it kind of helps. But even when it is a close game or a close set, it's these errors that happen, or the little hiccups like that, they never seem to phase them. It's always like they kind of just shrug it off, laugh it off, and then they're on to the next play, which I'm sure you do see that a lot in volleyball just as a whole. And like, you need to have that short-term memory, but
You do.
this
Yes.
team kind of does it in a way where it's like, they're not forcing it. Like, that's genuinely how they're playing volleyball. Just extremely carefree and in a good way. Like you're saying, like, it's a good crazy on that aspect.
Yeah. Well, it's like this combination of carefree, but very intentional. Like,
Yeah.
and you're like, how can that be possible? Just turn on the television, or make sure you get down to Devaney in the John Cook Arena and go watch it. I mean, that's what has been happening all year. And I've watched a lot of volleyball this year. I love it. That's the other reason why I love doing the show, is because it forces me to do that. And I have yet to see another team. I think Kentucky's the closest right now, based on what I've watched and what I've seen. By the way, Stanford got beat the first set. We want to keep an eye on that. They got beat by, I think it was Utah Valley the first set.
They just tied it up though, 1-1 now.
Okay, so now
going into third.
they're 1-1. But I just haven't seen a team like the Huskers that has that ability to be carefree, but also very intentional, and to be able to hold that throughout an entire match.
Yeah. And then obviously with her first year as the coach DBK winning Big Ten Coach of the Year.
She's so cool.
Yeah, she, like, these interviews she's given, the way that the players talk about her, like, obviously we saw that with Cook, that mutual respect from the players to the coach, and it was always a genuine relationship. I think it's pretty cool how that kind of, in her own way of doing things, kind of just followed suit of, this is how we're going to do things here. Like, there's not really that weird, awkward relationship between players and coaches where it has to be a little more professional than ever. Like, she's letting these players do what they want to do in a good sense, for sure. Like, but what does that kind of say for her and this program too, to kind of come in here, not skip a beat from who Nebraska usually is, and then win the Big Ten Coach of the Year first year as the Huskers head coach?
Well, I think she is a great leader. And she has been a great leader throughout her career. Going back to my conversation tonight with Boyd Epley, who, ran the strength program at Nebraska. And, we were just talking, and I said, hey, who was the best lifter? Who was the best lifter? Who was the best volleyball player as a lifter that you worked with? And of course I joked with him. I said, you don't have to say me, because I'm sitting here, even though I got lifter of the year one year. He said it was actually Danny Busboom.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you just, I think she just, throughout her career, she has demonstrated, one, her ability to lead and her ability to execute, but she has demonstrated it through actions that were not about her. If you take a look at her senior season that she went into and transitioned into the libero role when she had been a setter. She does what needs to be done for the team. And what is just so enjoyable to watch her coach and to watch her um interactions with the players is I think she is very authentic, she is very caring, and she's very intentional, and she also holds her players accountable, but in a way that is not, anxiety producing, sarcastic, or demeaning. And I'm not saying that Cook before her did that, or I'm not saying that. But sometimes when you watch coaches and how they coach, that's how they correct.
Yeah.
And I think the way that she coaches, she coaches from a very, I think because she has a player perspective and because I think she's just flat out a gifted coach in her ability to connect with players and demonstrate that she cares for them and that, you know, it's beyond the court, right? That
Yeah.
I think that their whole culture, they just have a culture of excellence, and I think she leads that culture, and I think that filters down through all the coaches too.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I love listening to Jalen
Yeah.
and Kelly and Brennan. Like, when you think about Brennan, who is an assistant head coach, he had been a grad assistant. This is his first year, being on salary, and when you think of, like he had the middles this year, you guys, and he really brought some ingenuity and some up leveling to the middles. And for, DBK to have that trust in him and allow that, I think that demonstrates her ability to one see who has the ability from a coaching perspective to also have great input on the team and not allow ego, or what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like she gets, and I've said this before on the show, I think she looks at every coach and is at every athlete at their abilities and what does that asset bring to the team, and I want to allow that asset to shine as great as they can on the team doing what they do best.
Yep. Absolutely. I think like that too. When Cook did announce his retirement, and then the coaching kind of search was on for a brief moment, it was always going to be like, how can you possibly kind of fill these shoes in a sense? And I think she's done a great job. I think obviously we know what needs to be done too
Yeah.
in 5 more matches and such, but I think that is you can't really at this point, obviously hindsight's 2020, but even back then people were telling me too, this is probably one of the best hires that you could have just had in general, but to have that follow up John Cook is something that is just pretty rare in general to
Yeah.
have that kind of legacy, that success going back to back. But before we wrap this up,
Yeah.
there is a text from the text line
Oh
here.
yeah.
And on this volleyball season, our unknown texter here, 2563, said, this reminds him of the unfinished business football season of 1994. What
Mhm.
kind of like, how does that kind of, when you're in that locker room in the volleyball setting right now, that that's the one thing that's been eluding this program for the recent years here. How do you kind of put like the chip on your shoulder, but also don't let the moment get too big? Just keep playing your own volleyball like you've been doing.
Well, I think for them it started literally, I don't know, 2 minutes after they lost the semis
Mm.
last year. Really. I really do think that. I mean, like, and that, again, that's what's different about this team this year. Yes, they have a chip on their shoulder, but winning the national championship is not like this thing that they have to win to prove their worth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I really see that when Becca Alec talks at pressers, or when she talks, when she's, anytime I see her on socials, um, I think she's been a phenomenal leader this year. I mean, I think she's definitely a person that, I think represents the question that you're asking, and how does a player do that? I think she has demonstrated that via how she, speaks in regards to what the team does, how they play on the court. And I think what you do is you hold it in mind. And every teammate says, listen, we are focused on winning a national championship. That is what we are focused on. But we are doing it in a way, in an aspect that it all comes back to team and playing Nebraska volleyball and moving on to the next point. Kind of like what we talked about earlier, right?
Yeah.
Hey, if we make a mistake or if we lose the point, we're not going to hold on to that. We're going to move on to the next point. We're going to play Nebraska volleyball, and we're going to continue to be successful. And that's what they do. And the benefit that we have from a physicality standpoint that allows us then, right? Because it's not like there's the mental piece and the physical piece, you guys. Those things are not separate. When they are two separate things. But when you think about the physical piece makes the mental piece stronger, and the mental piece makes the physical piece stronger. And when you look at this team starting, back in August at the first serve, and what they've demonstrated is they consistently work on the physicality and they consistently work on the mental aspect. And I think to continue to move towards the national championship, which we are going to do, I think they're now keeping that rhythm going within the NCAA tournament. And they're just going to continue to work on how do we get better? How do we improve? And how do we become more efficient as a team as we move towards winning the national championship?
Nice. Yeah, and so we will be taking one of our last breaks here. It'll be a very short break here. We'll get back into the studio right after this, talk more about what to expect tomorrow, give some shout-outs if we need. Just get through what we got to get to here on the Nebraska Volleyball Postgame Show. Stay with us here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Verne as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I'm Steve Carper, and I'm here to tell you that there's never been a better time to buy flooring. Whether you need carpet, wood flooring, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you got to come to O Street Carpet. With our 12-month interest-free financing, you can do one room or your whole house and leave your holiday budget intact. And with our huge in-stock selection, you can buy today and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
Ready, set, forward. Just announced 0% for 66 months with approved credit on all 2025 Ford F-150s at Zollner, Ford Beatrice. Save thousands in finance charges. If your current pickup loan's 4, 5, 6% or more, trade in today and receive 0% for up to 66 months on a brand new 2025 Ford F-150 of your choice at Zollner, Ford Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
Hey guys, Nick Stannard here. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday, December 5th for a special edition of Old School from 3 to 6 p.m. at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill. We're raising awareness and funds for the Nebraska Greats Foundation, and we'll have many former Husker greats in attendance to promote as well. That's Old School this Friday at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane, sponsored by Alpha Wealth Advisors.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today. You heard that right. Conquer the stair climber with your partner in climb. Enjoy a post-workout recovery session in the hydro massage and do it all again with access to any of our 2,700 plus convenient locations. So, you coming? Get all the perks with a PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, December 5th. See Club for details.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
Back to Nebraska Volleyball Postgame on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is your host, former Nebraska outside hitter, Mandy Monson.
Welcome back to the Nebraska Volleyball Postgame Show. We are tuning into our last segment here. There we go. Tune into our last segment here. We got some matches to look forward to, some previews of what's coming up, and just some final thoughts here before we wrap it up, and then you'll be seeing us again tomorrow night. So anything you want to get to before we have to go, Mandy?
I'm looking forward to tomorrow night's match. And then as we continue to go through, our piece of the bracket, I think we're going to have some great, matches next weekend too. Here's what I'm predicting what's going to happen, by the end of this weekend. I think we beat K-State tomorrow. We're going to match up with Kansas next weekend on Friday. And then we'll beat Kansas. And then I think what's going to happen on the other, on the bottom section of the bracket, I think A&M is going to beat TCU. I think Louisville is going to beat Marquette, and then Louisville is going to beat Texas A&M, and it's going to be Nebraska and Louisville in the regional championship. So, it'll be fun for Kansas to come our way. So we will take care of business tomorrow with Kansas State, and then take care of the Jayhawks next week, and hopefully be playing Louisville in that regional championship. But really my final thoughts are, I thought the Huskers did great tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they came out strong. I thought they passed excellent. I definitely thought the middles had a connection, and I thought all the opposites were hitting a very heavy ball. So I think we clean up the serving a little bit and keep pushing teams on the serve. And I think we'll take care of business tomorrow against the Wildcats.
Yeah. And is there any players that you kind of want to go on a little prediction for? Who's one player you think could have a key match tomorrow? Anybody that stands out from today, even that might just be able to carry something over for tomorrow for you?
Yeah. I think in watching, in regards to who we're playing, I think, we're going to want to key in on their opposites. On their outside hitters and their opposite, their right side. I think if we can handle those attackers, basically the pin hitters for K-State, that's going to set us up really well. It seems like they have a strong block. So I think in regards to our game plan, we want to keep the middles involved and, keep putting a good ball up to the outside if that's the direction we're going. One thing maybe we didn't do a ton of tonight was hitting beyond the 10-foot line. We did a little bit, but I think maybe we might see a little bit more of that tomorrow night. So, I think the middles are always important. Andy and Rebecca did a great job tonight. So I think we'll keep that going. And then again, as always, I just want to see Andy Jackson get some terminations beyond the 10-foot line. And please, can we get that going? I want to see it one time.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be amazing again. And I want to see that. So yes, I would like to see Andy Jackson dominate not only from the front row, but also from the back row. And that's how I'm going to end it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And before we get out of here, I want to give a quick shout out to the 140 people who are tuning in with us today. Obviously, Friday night in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Thank you, guys.
But we will be back at it tomorrow night, immediately after another hopeful Husker win, as we're very confident in our Huskers here.
It's happening.
Yes,
it's happening. Let's go.
Yes, you'll be tuning in with us. You'll be stuck with us tomorrow for another full hour of volleyball post-game coverage. Make sure you tune in here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Thanks.